Hi guys, this is Red One Queen and you're watching the Horror Family Channel, and today we are on our Sunday excursion of Spookala Holiday Spooktacular. We got to check out some great shows on Saturday, which I will be sharing before this video. So I hope you enjoyed those. So now we're going to check out what's going on Sunday here at Spookala 2022 Holiday Spooktacular. Check out this super cute stuff. Hi. You look good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, so cute. Look at these cool Christmas ornaments.
Thank you.
Those are really cool.
Hand painted.
You look great. Killer's card game, and he was explaining it, and it's like between Magic and D&D, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Really cool. And then there's the main package, and then the expansion pack, which are the little card games there. And then he makes other things like garbage pail type kids, but with serial killers. So really cool.
So if you look up there, old Ed Kemper, obviously he killed women. So he gets a +1 for all of his dice rolls against women. The 4 numbers are charisma, brutality, intelligence, and elusiveness. Those are your dice roll modifiers, just like D&D. That's our D&D elements. So that's how every one of the characters are different, because they're all dependent on their personal history and how they were in real life. Like, for example, Ramirez, very brutal. He was not very charismatic until he went to prison and got his teeth fixed. Was really a smelly, like, fucking turd when he was out and about. They said he smelled like shit all the time, like a homeless dude. But then he gets to prison, they get his teeth fixed, and then all the ladies love him and he becomes a sex symbol, right? How the fuck does that happen? It's crazy.
That's crazy. Hi. Some of the vendors here at Spookala. Just wanted to show you a little bit of a fast overview of some of the vendors. And right now they're getting a panel started. So let's go ahead and turn that camera around and check out some more things. And we saw this guy, and some more vendors over here. You'll see some familiar ones that you've seen before in our videos, or if you visited events such as Spookala or any of the other things. Really cool. Some weapons, some masks over there. Saw that part yesterday. We got some bags over here. Some cool earrings. And we've seen this vendor before at Spookala Empires. I remember those switches. So yeah, really cool. I'm trying to talk closer to the camera since right now they have a panel going on. So really cool. Telling us all the costume contests. That part is super cool.
There's a limited number of spots for that. They'll also tell you where you need to congregate and get staged up prior to the costume contest. We want to see your awesome costumes. We want to see your awesome cosplays. We want you to take part. So once again, make sure you're at Spookala. And we'll be back here for 10 minutes with the awesome
some cool art pieces.
Well, it is really
We always have the Ghostbuster booth we've seen before here and at Spooky Empire. And then there's some coffin pictures, which we want to do. And let's see what's going on. Check out the fans that they have here. All sorts of black light activated, it looks like. Super cool. Got some shirts, stickers, some prints, some books over here, some DVDs. I think those are more prints, records, it looks like. as well. Oh, that's super cool, that Gremlins record. The Lost Boys. Got some more prints over here. And that is the vendor. And then I'll take you over to show you these fans. And we got some more fans over here. So super cool. So we got more fans.
And we were all really tight by the end of Bill and Ted 1. So we went, I remember Keanu and I went out to dinner with Chris and Ed after 1 came out and did well, which none of us expected it to do. So we knew the studio was probably going to come sniffing around for a sequel. And we're all sitting at dinner going, how do we make the anti-sequel, right? How do we make the movie that no one's expecting, that isn't just a retread of every beat from the first one? No time travel, no phone booth, like just all expectations dismantled. And the guys were like, what if we kill you like on page 10? We were like, that's pretty good. And they're like, yeah, and then you just go to hell. We're like, that's even better. So it was called Bill and Ted Go to Hell originally. And I think the studio made us change the title, but they wrote a great script. I mean, I think that they had a challenge to make something that was entertaining and didn't disappoint people by just being rinse repeat.
Yeah.
And it was in the 80s, I don't know if you guys remember, but the 80s and early 90s, kind of like today, it was like sequel mania, right? So any movie that got made that did okay had a sequel, and usually the sequel was literally a carbon copy of the previous movie with a couple of things slightly changed around. So when we got to Bill and Ted 3, it was the same thing, like how do we kind of reintroduce these people to these characters without losing who they are, but give them a story that is totally its own. And a lot of thought went into that.
Yeah, and if you go to the new movie, I thought it was a really creative way to bring back around the heart and the spirit of the first movie into the third one. And I thought one of the most creative things was that they took your children and gave them, they were just the feminine nicknames previously in the tournament to two girls, two daughters. When they first brought that to you, you were like, I don't really know if this is going to work. You were like, man, that's an ingenious way to really throw.
We knew it was going to work because it was we had to have kids because it was really about being our age and being just two dudes with families, right, and our wives, and so we knew we had to have kids. And we knew that, like, if they had made them guys, it would have, like I was saying before, it would have felt like they were trying to kind of cynically, like, reboot Bill and Ted with the kids, you know? Like, oh, here's a carbon copy of us as our kids. By making them women, they had to completely rethink who the characters were and make them very much their own characters. So I think that was largely the reason. I think they actually started in on it with us as guys, and we're like, this is really lame. It just feels like Bill and Ted, like a lame version of Bill and Ted 1, you know? And everyone's seen it, there's no surprises, and immediately flipped the whole thing on its head by making them girls. So we thought it was a great idea. And then Sam and Bridget were just insanely good.
Oh, they did an unbelievable job.
They really were good.
Making the female versions of those characters.
Yeah, it was a trip.
So I can ask you a bunch of questions, but we've got some audience members out here. Just take the mic from that side. Sorry to say this. Whatever you want to do. Here we go. Come over here the way.
How's everyone doing? Excited? Welcome to the Clown Cafe. Does it sound good? Sounds great. Do you hear it? Can you hear it? All right. You ready? on by the Clown Cafe, your favorite meals on wheels. The menu is disgusting and it's full of special deals. Nothing here is good for you, so grab yourselves a tray, 'cause food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe. Gobble up your order quick before it runs away, 'cause food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Why not visit after school and have yourselves a bite? An appetizing appetizer certain to delight. We haven't done it right unless it makes your teeth decay, 'cause food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe. The grub is downright gruesome, but your appetites obey, 'cause food's a little funny. Food's a little funny. Food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe.
All right, so let's bring them on out. All right, you guys know this is the cast of Terrifier 2. Let's come on, take some seats, and we'll introduce everybody. Come on out, everyone. Look at that, at Spookala, we want to give you a little bit more for your money. I didn't even know that was happening until I got to the side of the stage, so how cool is that? All right, so instead of me introducing these guys, I'm gonna let them go down the line, because some of you guys may not even know who they are from Terrifier 2, so why don't you start right here and go on down, introduce yourself and tell them what the character was that you are in Terrifier 2.
Hi, my name is Elliot Fullam, and I play Jonathan in Terrifier 2, Sienna's sister. Oh, Sienna's brother.
That's a whole different movie you're talking about.
It's Glenn and Glenda over here.
Hey everyone, I'm Lauren Lavera and I play Sienna Shaw in Terrifier 2, Jonathan's sister.
What's up everybody? Damian Leone, writer-director of Terrifier 2. What's up y'all? You know who I am. It's me, Art the Clown. Take it that, Chris Pratt.
Hey everyone, my name is Leah Voysey. I'm the Clown Cafe singer and the nurse at the end of the movie.
All right, so we're going to get right down to it. This is a horror and darker side of culture convention. If you guys haven't seen Terrifier 2, one of the things it is known for is it is extreme. It is extreme, and one of the things that is very odd to me is normally when it's extreme, it means if you go look at a Rotten Tomatoes score, it is going to be like at 1, 0, something like that. This movie has got scores in the 60s to 80s, which is unheard of. So to the director today, I mean, why do you think it is that the movie is getting such high critical ratings right now, even though it is basically pushing itself out of the normal moviedom because it's so extreme? How do you think it is that that's the case?
I think it has substance, honestly, and I think it has some great characters that the audience can really root for and empathize with this time around, especially these two, and their performances really just elevate the material. I think they were really great. And as opposed to the first movie, which was really just a showcase for Art, just doing his thing, you know, this time I really wanted to tell a more intricate story and more compelling characters, and I think we did that.
All right, so to David and Art the Clown down here. So whenever we talk to any kind of person that plays these iconic characters, and you're basically the new guy on the block, so to speak, when you've got your Michael Myers and your Jason Voorhees and whatnot, you're the new guy on the block, but did you feel like, hey, I've really got to go to the next level so that even though I'm the new guy, these guys better know what's up, because I might be the new guy, but I am the guy that's going to the front of the line right now? Like, how did you prepare to take it to that next level? If you guys want to, you can take these mics off the stands and just kind of hand them back and forth.
Hi. There we go.
Well, I didn't really think of it that way when I took on the character. I was just like, he just sounds like a fun guy. And I was like, yeah, let's just have fun with this and see what happens with it. But I definitely looked at all the greats that came before me and like took inspiration from all of them, because I kind of look at art as being an amalgamation of all the slasher icons that came before him, from, you know, Michael Myers, Jason, Chucky, Freddy, of course, you know, Pinhead, Leatherface, all of them. There's bits and pieces of all of them inside of art. I kind of look at him as like a slasher fanboy himself, and he's kind of just modeled himself after these guys. And so that's what I did. And I was like, I hope people like what I do with it, because I think that he's got like the quietness and that mincing nature of like Jason and, you know, Mike Myers, but he has that charisma and funness that, you know, Freddy and Chucky and all those guys have. So that's what I want to bring to him, and I think that's why it works so well. It's just like there's a nice little balance in there.
All right, so you guys see up here, we do have the live mic that's in the front. I'm sure you guys have some questions you want to ask one or all of these cast members. Please go up here and start staging in front of the mic. When we have a chance, we're going to get to your questions. Because there are so many people on the panel, let's make sure we restrict it to one question, and if it's something that is only towards one person, let us know that. Otherwise, whoever wants to take the question can. So before we get to any of the questions, wow, that line just got big quick. Holy crap. Oh my goodness, yes, we're gonna probably have to play speed round on some of these questions, because that is a long line. So real quick now to Damien. So again, we talked about the extreme nature of the film, and it's gone viral with the things that have happened in movie theaters. And people have said, oh, maybe this is a marketing ploy, but even on the side of the stage, you're like, no, this is real. People are actually like passing out and puking and all that at the theater. And I'm sure there's a part of that that's like, hey, that's actually kind of funny, this is happening to people, but do you also on the other side say, hey, there's a little bit of a responsibility, maybe I went too far, or you're like, good, I want to go farther the next time?
Well, I look at it sort of like a badge of honor when I heard people were passing out and puking. I mean, that's pretty amazing. I didn't want people getting hurt. I was hearing stories of some guy passing out, like hitting his head on the back of someone's chair and things like that. I'm not trying to do that. But it's what, you know, it's what these movies are and what fans come to expect. You know, once we made the first one and we had the now infamous hacksaw scene, that's what people all the time, they come up to me and Dave and they talk about how much they love art and how much they love that scene. And how are you going to top it the next time around? Where do you go? And then trying to find inspiration, meet your expectations, and hopefully rival it if we can. And I knew going into it, you know, we really pushed that scene as far as we could push it, the alley kill especially. And it's not typical that you see a film that's unrated in the movie theaters, a slasher, and you see a 4-minute kill scene, usually in a very bright room, and you just see everything happening. It's very rare. Usually it happens very quick, it happens in the shadows, it happens in the dark. So, you know, we like giving the audience something different that's going to stand out and get people talking.
So do you kind of see it as like for me, part of the reason why I'm kind of squeamish about a movie like Hostel is because with Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, those things are so completely fantasy that it just wouldn't happen in the real world. The reason why a movie like Hostel makes me squeamish is I'm like, that crap probably happens right now every day. Do you kind of see it as these kills are so extreme, like especially like the one you're talking about, the bed kill? There's no way she would have been alive after the first 60 seconds. Do you see it, hey, this is like art. We're just trying to like see how far we can take it, make sure we make these special effects work. Do you see it in that respect, or do you be like people shouldn't see this as reality?
Well, I want the kills to be very effective. I don't want people laughing at them. I want them to be intense. Like it's when it's Art's time to like do his thing. I want the audience to kind of like, you know, take their breath away. And it's like, oh wow, we're not really having a good time now. But the overall tone of the movie is very fantasy laden. So that's sort of, I was hoping that would give us a bit of a pass. You know, the first 2 minutes of the movie, you have this clown resurrected from the dead. So it's like, all right, we're clearly not in the real world. So hopefully that was giving us a little bit of a pass when we were, you know, exploring some of that really extreme violence, where at the end of the day, you know, you have this angel being resurrected in this glowing sword and all these things. You know, you leave the theater and you say, well, you know, it's we're having fun. This is fantasy. This isn't the real world, and the world isn't so bleak when you leave the theater like an experience like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer or something like that. That's not the movie we were trying to make.
Right. Okay, well, you know what? We've got a humongous line out here. So.
I want to know questions. I have questions about the food at the Clown Cafe. We hear it's rotten. I'm only kidding. I just want to say something. I met these two young people last night. Wonderful, fantastic. I mean, the movie is outrageous. I love it. I spoke to you online through somebody else's panel. We were talking through comments a while back. And from Terrifier 1, before Terrifier 2 was released. And I mentioned it back then. I don't know if you realized at the time what you created an instant legend, an icon. And one of the biggest reasons, not only, I'll get into detail, I'll try to do it as quick as possible, is because you two guys came up with something fresh. It's not a remake, it's not a reboot, this is somebody brand new, and that's what was needed. And the practical special effects are off the charts, because that's what I grew up with, and that's what I've done in my lifetime for 40 years. So when I see that, it's excellent. And you, my friend, you are like a berserk version of the Three Stooges, all in one person. You are fantastic.
I want to know that comment here, and people are going to be in future cons and future panels, you're like, what's the most intense comment you've ever gotten? You want a compliment. I want to know that you're going to say that, because that's wild.
And that Clown Cafe, you nailed it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And you, stop playing with flamethrowers.
Thank you.
Thank you for the entertainment.
Yes, thank you.
Most badass character, and I wonder what it was like to be the one to really go toe-to-toe with Art the Clown, if there was any special preparation for that.
Preparation, there's a lot. I'm just the type of person, I have like a journal for all of my characters. I make decisions like what's their favorite color, what's their favorite song. It's just what I like to do as an actor. And Damien made a playlist for me because I asked him like, oh, what kind of music do you think Sienna would listen to? And he was like, here, I got you. And he just made me a whole playlist. It's still on my Spotify if people want to listen to it. It's really good. And yeah, I mean, I've been doing martial arts my entire life. I've been doing it for 20 years. And so I felt really ready to be physical in this role. And yeah, I was teaching kickboxing. I still do. And I was just preparing mentally every day for it. And I mean, what I wasn't expecting was having so much fun. I mean, being able to play opposite Elliot and Dave, they're just both phenomenal actors. And Damien's such a great director in that he really gives us the space to play. And if we have anything we want to try, he's like, yeah, totally, do it. So, I mean, I'm just incredibly honored to be able to be called, people are referring to Sienna as a final girl, and it's just a wild experience. And I'm just really honored. I don't really know what else to say. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, I thank my lucky stars every day. Thank you.
All right, looks like we got two more out here. What is your name? You know the drill. What you got?
Hi, I'm Wendy. My question is also for Lauren.
Apparently Chuck E. Cheese also goes to Spookala. Oh my god. We have Chuck E. Cheese here. Hi!
There.
Chuck E. Cheese visits Spookala. How awesome is that? So yeah, that's Spookala right now.
You're on your own. He let you go.
He left you high and dry.
He left you. What happened?
I don't know. I was abandoned just like my father left me at a truck stop when I was a kid. Thanks, Chucky. PTSD is real.
Some more of the vendors here at Spookala. We have a cool Nightmare for Christmas tiki type lamp over there. And then we have some artwork here. We've seen him at Spooky Empire. Super cool. Loving the saws there with Terrifier, especially. But really cool artwork here at Spookala right now. It's getting ready for the costume contest. But I'm just kind of showing you around more of the vendor room. We got purses. We actually got a purse from her. We actually have two purses from her, so she makes blankets as well, which is pretty cool. She didn't have that before. And just kind of, we show you this table on Saturday. And then you got over there Creature Cosmetics. So yeah, here.
It's going to be a parade, so everybody else get in line. All right, that's number 6. That's Kenneth Ellis, the spirit creature. Now everybody else is getting the line. We're gonna parade back across so everybody else can see you. You know what, if we're out of order, that's okay. Let's just go ahead and do it going all the way across. Let's give a big, come on, let's give a big round of applause. Everybody just get in the line, let's go back across. Big round of applause, because you know what? It's not that easy to get up here and put yourself in front of everybody to be judged in a costume contest. Give a big round of applause. Come on, everyone, let's go, let's go, let's go! Oh, look at that, he gives good head. Oh, yeah. The Plague Doctor, Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, there we go. Here comes Shy Amy. Oh, it's Duckface. No clowning around up here. No shy guys up in here. We got the plural emeriti. Oh, no, we got the scariest group of the bunch here, man. Look at all these people, all their eyes pointed out, all these zombies up in here. We got Ash versus the Evil Dead. We got the creepy clown. Then we got the Stranger Things family. We got Ashley Eslin, and then last least, wrapping up, just like any Christmas parade where it ends with Santa Claus, this one's gonna end with Krampus. All right, give it one big more round of applause. Sound guys, you can play some music for us. The judges, we're gonna go off here to the side. We're gonna
Hi guys, this is Red Rum Queen, and you watched us at Spookala's Holiday Spooktacular event of 2022, and it was amazing. So that is a wrap, and remember, the family that scares together stays together, and see you in the next video. Bye.